Hey guys, so today I want to talk about levers that you can pull within your emails to drive more opens. Again, there are certain things that are outside of our control. The inbox that we land in, whether it's the primary, the promotions, the spam, that obviously has an impact on what our open rate is going to be. But those things aside, these are the things that we actually can control. So within the ESP, again, I use Klaviyo. There's a couple of variables that we control. One is the from name. One is the from email address or the reply to email address. It can be the same or it could be separate, right? So you just have to click reply if you want it to be something additional. The subject line and the preview text, right? So these really are the four factors that get people to open your emails or not, aside from what I mentioned before around what folder you land in or not. So here with the from name, right? For me, for my personal newsletter, it's just my name. If you are on my list, you likely know me or you know of me. So this is going to get you to hopefully open it. We could literally change this to Chase. That's my first name, all caps, right? We could grab a diamond gemstone and use it like that. Chubbies, the brand, is pretty notorious for having a really fun, clever from name. So, Chubbies outerwear, Chubbies ultimate training, shorts by Chubbies, right? So they are probably the most frequent changer of the from name. So whether that's good or bad, it really just depends on your brand. I personally like to keep it a little bit more kind of strict on just my name or whatever. I will try, caps, spacing, things like that, right? So when I say spacing, literally could be something like this. So I will test the from name, but it's not typically the lever that I trigger the most. Other things that you could do, right, is you could literally go like a blog at Chase Diamond or blog at Chase Diamond, right? So one thing that you should definitely test is the from name. Again, I would focus on some other levers that we're going to talk about first. The subject line obviously being the most obvious, then the preview text, and then the from name. Again, from email, right? Chase at Chase Diamond is my email, my domain. It could be hello if I had that email. The subject line, right? Obviously, you guys all know what that is, right? So from name, red dress. Subject line is embrace the dark side. And then the preview text is right here. So fall's newest looks, and then it does this. The reason I'm showing you guys red dress, they're not a client. They're just someone in my inbox that I noticed could be doing a better job with their preview or their pre-header text. So if you look at their emails, right, it will pull essentially the first part of text of the email. So within all their emails, right, so fall's newest looks, that's what's automatically being pulled from Gmail to here. But because they don't have enough other text, it's pulling in this really ugly and annoying looking viewing browser, this part, right? And it's pulling the link. We don't want that. We want this to look a lot cleaner, a lot better. If you look at this email as well, let's see, looks we love, right, is right here. And that's also, again, right here. So basically by default, if we do not set a pre-header text, Google will default the first text available. You want to have more control, right? So this is purposely left blank for the purpose of this video. I'm going to add something here in 1 second, but let's just kind of look at what this looks like in my inbox. So I'm going to edit content. I'm just going to do a quick preview. So I'm going to send this to my email. Right, so this will be without preview text, right? This will be without pre-header text. So let's see if it takes a minute. So right here, again, took everything in. And because it did not add preview text, it is defaulting and taking this very first part of the text. Hey Chase, happy Monday. I'm super excited to share episode 2, right? So that's fine. In this case, it looks good. It works. However, factors that affect open rates is the subject line, right? I could type in something like, here are 4 ways to increase your open rates, right? So if I save that, and then I send myself another preview, this should show the updated kind of preview text. All right, guys, sorry, it's taking a minute. We'll come right back to, I think it went to my wrong email, or different email, that's probably why. So right here, you'll see in this email, here are 4 ways to increase your open rates, right? So it did work. So kind of long-winded and coming back to this, there's a lot of brands in in my inbox that do a great job. There are some, unfortunately, that don't do as well of a good job. I'm just going to call out Bill because it's one of my buddies. But for him, if you look into this email, he has a pretty long subject line here. And by default, for all of his preview text, it's pulling the first text available within this email. If you actually go into his emails, the first text available isn't until the very bottom, right? So it's pulling, this is the actual first section of like live text. So it's pulling this right here. If we look at all the other images and whatnot, or even text within the email, it's all an image, right? This is all image based. So you actually see down here, there is text. However, it's not live text. So the difference between text and live text. So obviously this is text, it's obvious, but he's built it as an image. Live text would basically be this as a text block within Klaviyo. If that happened to be the case, and this was actually the first text available, instead of saying, you currently have, 90 points, right? It would then say, whatever the subject line was, Bill Premium Basics end of summer sale, right? So again, make sure that you're very mindful in your email when you're setting it up, that you're paying attention to your subject line, that the preview text is intriguing and related to the subject line. And I would always be running A/B tests. That being said, only run one variable at a time. If you wanted to test just the from name, right? So I'll show you how to do that. So this is going to stay the same, right? This is going to be the master version. This will stay the same. So we'll edit variation B. In this case, we wanted to literally go like Chase Diamond. Here we'd be basically testing, the difference of my name all lowercase, or I guess proper caps here, and then my name kind of in uppercase. This isn't something that ever tests like that. I would test probably my first name versus my last name. I would test my first name with an emoji versus my first and last name, right? That's one test. However, I think, again, I mentioned this before, I think the most obvious, the most logical one to test would be the subject line. So factors that affect open rates, this could be, increase your opens, right? So from name is back to normal, and now we're testing version A versus version B on the subject line. And again, I would also test a different preview text, but make sure that the subject line is the same. So those are just kind of some of my thoughts that were top of mind today in terms of like what I see brands doing wrong, what I see brands doing well, and what brands could be doing better. So I hope that helps. Please test all of the above. All of these have a different influence and weight in terms of how your emails will be open. So hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions.